Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365 and Toyota. Back-to-back gut punches for the Cubs rotation. And then things don't start very well in Tampa. CHGO Cubs therapy starts now. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. And our friends at Toyota, let's go places. Cubs lose game 1 to the Rays at the Trop, 6-4. It's a weekend and today filled with injuries, and the offense just doesn't look right all of a sudden. Other than that, things are great around here.
Yeah, everything's great besides that.
How's the play?
Luke Stuckmeyer, Joey Christopoulos, Justin Roman, and Sarah running the 1s and 2s.
Go Cubs.
And the chat, very optimistic as we can tell. Very, very, a lot of 4-letter words.
Like fire.
And it ain't Cubs.
Like fire. And
DFA is only a 3-letter word.
Listen, I'm the resident optimistic guy here, and I don't really have much except for the fact that it's a long season. I mean, it's been really, really bad. We've started off the opposite of how I wanted to start off, the opposite of how I thought we were going to start off. And it's bad. You know, they're just playing bad baseball. And I don't, we'll get into some of the decisions that Craig had made. And, but at the end of the day, it's on the players. And, you know, where it's just, you know, it's the opposite of how I wanted to start off. And then when you factor in the injuries that are happening, it's like almost the worst case scenario to start a season, right?
Yeah, it is.
Look, gentlemen, Sarah, chat, we're going to get through this together, okay? We're all here. We're all in it together, all right? Because, look, life comes at you pretty fast. And let's roll the clocks back just really fast. Let's go to Cade Horton. The news with Cade Horton, he comes out of the game. You lose that game. You scratch together. You get washed out one day. You scratch together a 1-0 win. And then your bullpen blows up. Today, a little bit of a shaky Tyone, but kind of the Tyone that you would expect to get. But, again, the offense hasn't really stepped up or locked in, or who's the guy on this team right now that is willing to step up and carry this team just for a couple of days to get us through these rocky waters. And I can't help but feel like, and look, how do you take your adversity, right? It's going to come during a 162 season, whether you like it or not. If it comes a little bit earlier and you can get through it and move past it, that's great. Maybe there's more adversity on the way. But Luke, this is at the intersection right now, in my opinion, of adversity and expectation. Because there was a lot of expectations for this team coming into this year. And I can't help but feel like these are human beings out there. And I'm not saying that they're pressing, but the fact that they're not meeting that expectation while also dealing with this adversity, it's a formula that just isn't mixing right now. And they're not playing good baseball. There's not one part about this team right now. What can you hang your hat on? There is nothing on this team right now that you can hang your hat on. Something has to click in and something has to carry the water to sort of balance it out a little bit.
You hang your hat on what Justin said. It's reality.
Exactly.
It's 10 games out of 162, but 10 games into the season, you've lost arguably 2 of your 3 best starters for no matter, we don't know how long, but at least 2 starters.
It seems like one will be for a long time, and it seems like the other was going to be a short amount of time, but we don't know.
We don't know. Right. We've lost 2 starters. Yeah. And you're 4-6, and by the end of 10 games, you could be 4 games behind the first place Brewers, and you are in last place.
And you also played.
That's not how we drew it up.
You also played some easy teams. And
yes,
you know, we're not losing to the Dodgers and the Mets and the Brewers. We're losing to the Nationals, Angels, Guardians, and now the Rays. I mean, that's for me the disappointing part. I listen. Throughout this season, bookmark this. Throughout this season, we're going to, in a 10-game stretch, we are going to go 4-6, probably a few times. And it's not going to hurt as bad because it's in the middle of the season or the end of the season. And again, it's a whole body of work here. But the problem with this 4-6 start in 10 games is you're losing to the Nationals, the Angels, the Guardians, and the Rays. That's unacceptable to me. And injuries happen, Starting pitching hasn't been the problem in this 10-game span. We've actually had a really good starting pitching. And I would say JMO is not the reason we lost today's game. Today's game was lost because defensively, I thought we had a horrible inning. And the offense, I know Shaw made it seem closer than it was at the end there.
4 hits.
But the offense was pretty bleak. So JMO, for me, 6 innings, 4 runs, good start. That's what you want out of JMO as a 5th starter. Now, Joe, you said earlier, you're right. He is going to be a 3rd starter for a while, unfortunately, because by default. Yeah. But at the end of the day, JMO was our 5th starter, 6 innings, 4 runs. I can live with that. The offense didn't show up except late. And then defensively, man, I know we'll get into it, but that was a bad inning. And those runs don't fall on JMO for me because Ian Happ's got to play better in the outfield. And Dansby Swanson, I love Dansby Swanson, but he's got to make a better throw on a great pick that he made because those runs aren't on JMO.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to disagree with the offense. It's been a little choppy, and I think we have, again, back to expectation. We have a very high expectation for this defense this year. We're supposed to win you games and not cause other little problems throughout the course of the game that might lead to runs. For me personally, this is all an offensive thing for me right now. I'm with you. The starting pitching has passed the test. Even today, JMO gave up a couple of bombs, right? That's what JMO's going to do. On most days, that 4-run line, look, that's the 4-run line. You should be able to be 50-50 with that. You're supposed to be able to hang in there. And I understand that yesterday the bullpen blew it. Maton gave up a bomb today. I got some thoughts on Maton maybe for a little bit later in the show. But look, early on in the year, this is what happened last year with Eli Morgan. When you're trying to sort out a bullpen, when you don't know how these guys are exactly going to sequence themselves and you're trying things out, guess what? You're going to blow a game with the bullpen. I liked how the offense fought yesterday in the second game. But by and large right now, I feel very much that, look, Bregman's a little in between. Ian Happ has been feast or famine. We're in a situation because Seiya's hurt right now. That Carson Kelly has to be our cleanup hitter. Yeah. And then I'm looking at these young guys like Michael Busch and PCA. And frankly, I see a little frustration right now. And I'm just kind of asking myself, which of these Cubs is going to, frankly, can we just get one guy hot right now? Can we get one guy hot for a couple of games, give us 2 or 3 hits, 2 or 3 RBIs, and sort of carry us for a couple of days? Because we need a little bit of that feel good right now offensively.
You know who's
hot?
I
think it comes back to that.
Who's hot? Miguel Amaya. You know who got pinch hit for in the 5th inning? Miguel Amaya. I'm sorry, dude, but like Miguel Amaya coming into today's game had a 1.250 OPS, and he has been a good hitter visually and statistically. But in the 5th inning, Craig Counsell pinch hits Michael Conforto
Kyle Kelly's upset about that.
For arguably our best hitter. And it's just I don't get it. You guys have seen me rant before about Miguel Amaya. I don't think he should be splitting time with Carson Kelly. I think he should be the guy, regardless, whatever it is, what it is. But we're going to pinch hit your best hitter from Michael Conforto, who I don't even think should be on this team any longer. It's insane.
I don't disagree with the Conforto part. I think maybe that eventually comes to an end fairly soon. Yeah. I don't know. But just to clarify, you're not saying Miguel Amaya is the best hitter. He's currently your most consistent hitter, I guess what you're trying to say. Yes. He's certainly not the best hitter on the team.
Statistically, he is.
Right, but 10 games is...
But here's a little...
Here's the rub with that, though, okay? We're not moving Miguel Amaya into the 3-hole. This is not happening. We're not moving Matt Shaw into the leadoff spot. Those are the 2 guys that are hitting the ball hard right now. Good for them. Keep going. Keep doing that. It's the main guys. Yeah, right. It's the main dudes that we talk about all the time. It was great to see Dansby hit a home run yesterday.
Bregman's had some bad luck, by the way.
Bregman's hitting the ball hard. Yeah, a little bad luck right there. I mean, I am very optimistic about Bregman. And frankly, I'm optimistic about the whole operation. It's just that this adversity right now, you need to kind of stare it in the face. As a Cubs fan, hopefully don't freak out too much, right? Because they got a ball game to win tomorrow. But yeah, right now I feel like the offense is going to have to carry the day for a couple of weeks. And I'm going to say something else, and I hope everyone doesn't get upset. Maybe we should also, at this point in this time for the next couple of weeks, just try and play some 500 baseball right now and get back into some good habits on the field, whether it is defensively, offensively, with the bullpen, whatever it is. Keep your head above water because hopefully Seiya comes back. Hopefully Boyd's turn is very short. You get a little bit healthier. You can get a little bit more confidence, get some more at-bats into the season. But look, this starts with the offense for me, plain and simple.
It hasn't been good enough. It hasn't been 4 and 6. It's not the start you wanted.
Yeah.
But it isn't it's not acid rain coming out of the
it's
sky
not the
right
end of the
now.
world.
Like, let's just calm down a little bit. If I would be worried about one thing, it's not being 4-6. It's the injuries, which we'll get to later in the show. The injuries are a problem.
Yes.
And the rotation, which we thought was going to be the strength of this team until the hitting came around, now might have to be carried by an offense that, until at least Friday, is missing Seiya Suzuki. So it's like, okay, we're in a little bit of a holding pattern right now until Seiya can back. And then hopefully the offense can actually step up. And some of these guys can take their chances and their opportunities that they're going to get with 2 starting pitchers down and make the most of them. Like yesterday, Ben Brown had a chance to start taking advantage of, hey, there's innings here, guys. There's and no thanks. Wasn't great.
Yeah.
So guys are going to have to take this opportunity and run with it. Offensively, defensively, which has been a letdown in the first 10 games, no question. Yes, Dansby made a great play. He also had the double play, which the throw wasn't great, and you hope that it's picked at first, right? And Happ made a play where he jumps at the wrong time.
Clean. It's not clean.
It's not clean, and it costs us runs.
Yes.
And that's the problem, is because when your offense isn't hitting defensively, you need to stop those runs and prevent those runs. And defensively, we're not doing that. Going back to the offense, I do think, losing Seiya Suzuki for these first 10 games, and it'll be the first, 13 games, was definitely a problem. I think he's an elite bat when he's right. Either way, he's great in our lineup, and it lengthens our lineup. I think at that point, you're not going to see Carson Kelly hitting cleanup anymore. I would hope so, at least. You have Seiya back. Everyone can kind of slide down, get back into their roles and everything like that. I think, you might see Craig Counsell pressing a little bit because you see how mad I got about the Miguel Amaya. And then, by the way, the chat agrees with me. Pinch hitting Miguel Amaya in the 5th inning was stupid, or whatever inning was stupid, because now what you're doing is you have Michael Conforto, who's horrible, and then you pinch it for Conforto with Carlson later on, instead of just having Miguel Amaya for 2 more at-bats. It doesn't make any sense to me. Seiya Suzuki coming back to this lineup will help, I think, for sure. And hopefully, you see guys pressing right now. Hopefully with a guy like Seiya Suzuki with an elite bat, everyone could just breathe a little bit, because now you don't need to be the guy, just be a guy, and the totality of this lineup with Seiya Suzuki, I think, is better than any one individual player. So the lineup, it gets deeper, guys can stop pressing, and hopefully starting on Friday, we will see the offense that we were expecting coming into this season.
And they're only 4-6. I mean, I get it. 4-6 is not optimal, is not what we thought, especially when you look at the first 15 games of the year. We
or
saw
the team in first.
Yeah, or the team. But look, hey, no, dude, honestly, this is look at your own backyard right now. Tend to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a problem where, with the Miguel Amaya thing at the DH, why is he hitting in DH right now? Because Moises Ballesteros is losing at bats while he works through some issues right now. That's the factual matter of it. And then it opens up Craig's brain of now I can use the DH in all these different places when it should just be Moises Ballesteros or maybe, Miguel Amaya for 4 at bats. And look, these are also moments, too, where hopefully 10 days from now they play a little better baseball. Everything levels itself off. And then next thing you know, you're saying to yourself, hey, we got through something. We got a little bump through the road early on in the year. We can all come out of it on the other side. It's frustrating. I understand that because it's been a little bit of everything. That's the thing, is at least we have this. Starting pitching, maybe. Would you say, Luke, is probably the strength right now?
Was,
but now we have injuries, right?
Now I don't know if it's going to be.
So that's why, you just have to, take this thing one step at a time. Did they have an opportunity to win today's game? Yeah, they did, but the offense didn't show up. You get a chance to roll over tomorrow and see what happens.
They were winning this game. The opportunity. They're actually winning this game.
They were 2-1. Yeah.
And then
it's early, though. It was early. It was early part of the game. Taiwan gave up some bombs, and the next thing you know, you're sitting 2 games under 500.
Niran in the live YouTube chat here at the all-new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel with a breath of fresh air. Brewers were 24-26 last year through 50. The Cubs were 30-20.
Yeah.
So everybody settled down. However, Joey, I will say I've looked at my backyard, and frankly, I must have grubs because the skunks are digging holes everywhere, and then the dandelions are going to come.
Oh, man.
And then the heat's going to come and burn it all out, and it's just destroyed.
Another
now, hopefully things are more positive than that.
And also really fast, too, as well. I did this exercise on CHGO Cubs related last week. 2007, the team that ended up making the playoffs that year, they started in April 10-14. They were 22-31 on June 2nd. So There are other examples.
Baseball
of
is long.
They could, and that's the thing that you have to prepare yourself for, is that you can keep your expectations high. You can watch each game passionately. You can get frustrated, whatever it is. But a lot of times teams don't make their move until mid-May. Not excusing what's happening right now, but you do have to kind of look at and say, what are we dealing with right now? We're dealing with injuries and offensive ineffectiveness. Is it not happening right now? Maybe not. Just hold down the fort, win a couple of games, and then get to the point where you can lock in and maybe take off. It just isn't happening right in this very second. That's what's frustrating.
I know we're going to break, but really fast, I want to say this. I think it's not so much that they're 4-6 for me, because throughout the season, they're going to go 4-6 over a 10-game span. It's 4-6 against bad teams. That, for me, is what's stinging the most. If it was, again, Dodgers, I could live with it, but it's 4-6 against some really bad teams that you should be beating, and we're not. That's what's frustrating.
All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the injuries. Plus, what's that smell? Oh, the ass man's warming up for tomorrow, baby. Here he comes, Javier Assad.
Hey, Luke, I'm not sure you're familiar with my new nickname around the office.
What's that?
They're calling me the Toyota boy because I've grown up my entire family driving Toyotas my whole life. My first car, Toyota Corolla. My second car, Toyota Camry. It is a standard in my family. And Toyota's got a message for you out there, Cubs fans. They're saying, hey, dear Friday, let's put the good times in gear, shall we? And with the Tundra, Tacoma, Corolla, Camry, 4Runner, and if you want some amazing cool features, Toyota's got you covered, because they've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that is champ of the ramp. At this point, heck, might even cancel Monday. We're the weekend warriors here. Listen to me, the Toyota boy right now. You should check out all the amazing Toyota trucks and vehicles right now. You can find yours if you go to Toyota.com. That's right. It is Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places and hear from me. That's right.
Mr. T.
Mr. T. Toyota boy himself.
Not that Mr. T. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, the best teams win by delivering excellence at every level. At Old National Bank, we believe every play matters. From everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking, our team is here to build momentum and help you move the ball forward. It all starts with a plan tailored for you by professionals that you trust. From simple tasks to bigger financial moments, you can count on us to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence with each step. It's a partnership designed to help you feel supported, not just today, but well into the future. So whether you're celebrating a win or rebuilding after a tough loss or gearing up for whatever comes next, we've got your bank with tools, insights, and an expert crew that's always in your corner. Old National Bank, member FDIC, where relationships and results matter. You won't be disappointed. Old National Bank. Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365 and Toyota. We have a big event coming up on Friday. It is our first Friday 120 Club of the Year.
Slump Buster.
New logo and all. April 10th, the Cubs come back. Seiya Suzuki's first game.
Thank God.
Cabrera on the mound.
Friday. I've suggested maybe we should sit right field bleachers for Seiya's support.
That's a good call.
I'm just throwing it out there just to mix things up. We'll see how bad it gets before then. Join us beforehand at Murphy's Bleachers. We will have a post-game show.
Did you say a post-game show?
Post-game
Post-game show?
Live post-game show with prizes.
With lots of prizes, and it's already announced. What's the prize, guys? It's pretty cool.
Sammy Sosa.
Signed.
Autograph.
A signed
jersey,
Sammy
isn't
Sosa
it?
jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
head
can
out
I
to...
win that?
I don't know.
No,
We're
I'm
gonna
not
give
eligible.
We're going to give other people a crack at it this time.
Oh,
the good
okay.
people, all the good people that come out to
Well, if you don't show up, I'm taking the shirt home.
Did you say almost home?
Almost home.
Almost home
Almost
tavern
home.
in
Yeah.
Wrigleyville.
In Wrigley.
Right there on
after
Clark.
the game.
So break it down really fast for everybody, because
Grayson Clark.
I'm new. It's my first time. So there's a pregame at Murphy's.
Yes.
It's just like that's just a hangout.
A hangout?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little hangout at the bar.
And then we all sit in the bleachers. I'm assuming it's left field, but Luke's kind of fighting a little bit.
It's probably, I don't care, honestly.
And then
You buy your own tickets.
Buy your own tickets. You go to the left field bleachers, and we all party, have a good time, watch Seiya hit 3 bombs in his return, watch Cabrera pitch a gem, and then we have an after-party live broadcast at Almost Home directly after the game, correct?
Yeah, we're not asking anybody to buy anything unless you want to buy the new Friday 120 shirt, which, by the way, is in the merch store right now. New logo. Comes in hoodie form, which you might need on Friday if it's in the 50s, right?
You do, yeah.
You load up underneath. You can get the green hoodie, you can get the blue hoodie, or you could get the T-shirt under the hoodie. Maybe you take 2 or 3 of those T-shirts, you put them under the hoodie, and then you got the hat in case it starts to sprinkle a little bit. Okay,
I like it.
But yes, Murphy's is costing you nothing.
Yeah.
You're just going and hanging out and doing whatever you would do normally before the game, but we're meeting up. Then we all go to the game together. Even if you're not sitting with us, you can meet us at Murphy's and then at Almost Home afterwards.
Okay.
And still have a chance to get those prizes.
And hurry up, or Luke's going to take it.
Hurry up, or I'm taking the Sammy jersey.
He's going to take it.
Sammy Sosa autographed jersey. That's amazing. That's awesome.
All right. It is time for Taking the Temp. 4 Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric, serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Your trusted local experts, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, electric. Check out 4 Seasons heatingcooling.com. It is time for our Taking the Temp segment. Well, we're taking the temp because, frankly, we feel a little sick to our stomachs. We got the coughs going. We got the runny noses. And we've got 2 of our best pitchers headed to the injured list. First, the update on Cade Horton, which was devastating to watch at the end of last week.
Horrible. I wanted to cry. I really did.
Horrible. He was in tears. And now the Cubs are saying, well, he's back in Chicago. He's just going to get a little more imaging.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the sound of that.
Yeah.
I don't have good thoughts about this. Yeah. I don't have optimism about this. He's already had a Tommy John. He was crying when he left the game.
I want to say
extra imaging sometimes, and again, I'm not a doctor.
Right.
I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express. Extra imaging a lot of times can mean we want to show multiple surgeons what's going on. Yeah. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but that a lot of times you want to make sure you're doing something.
And I want to clarify one thing. I know we're talking about him in tears. Taylor McGregor clarified in her tweet, she said when he was walking out, he was almost in tears.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was crying like a baby. I was crying like a baby watching it at home because I was like, oh my God, our season's over if this guy's going out. But like Cade Horton was practically or almost in tears was the verbiage that Taylor used about him leaving. And yeah, he looked upset because he's gone through this before. He maybe knows what it feels like. But then afterwards, he did have some optimism in the interview afterwards in the postgame saying that, you know, better safe than sorry. Yeah. Joey put it best. If Cade Horton throws a pitch this year, Joey's going to be happy.
Ecstatic.
I for one,
that's
am
how
like,
low your bar is.
Absolutely.
For me, it's if he's out for a couple months, I'm ecstatic, right? But if it's the doomsday news that we think it might be, you know, you guys got to make sure you call me and make sure I'm okay because I'm not going to handle that news very well.
Wellness check.
Wellness check. Yeah.
Yeah, like many Cubs fans, my baseball season flashed before my very eyes after 17 pitches on Friday. And you can't help but feel for the kid, right? Because clearly he ended the year on the injured list, came back, had a strong spring. We were very excited about him pumping 98 in those early bullpen sessions. Man. Feels something in the wrist, goes all the way up to the forearm. And yes, I would love to take Cade Horton at his word that he was being extra precautionary, that I felt a little something, and once it moved up, I decided not to pitch through it. Right. Clearly, he had walked a guy. The velocity had gone down to 93, 94 before he exited the game. But at this point, yeah, I'm on the most optimistic that I can be is that if we see him on the mound one more time, I will be absolutely ecstatic. And if you were a Cubs fan right now, I hope that you feel the same way of if it comes out that he's going to miss the next 3 months, 8 to 12 weeks, because they're going to shut him down, start him over, re-ramp up and get him back on the mound, that is fine. If he is out for the year, man, not only do I think about this Cubs season, but I think about that kid's future, his career as a Cub. And frankly, it puts into peril us wanting to bank on something that this commodity that we have, this possible ace young starter who's going to be under control for several years. I think that gets thrown into question too as well if he has to go through it for a whole nother year and rehab and get back up to it. All I do is I wish nothing but the best for Cade Horton. We hope that it's really good news. But yeah, Luke, I mean, if he throws one more pitch, I think that is I think that is incredible news for the Cubs this year because we need to start planning and moving forward that I don't think Cade Horton's going to be with us for a little bit.
I don't want to use the word miracle, but we almost need a miracle. That's the way it feels.
I'll say it.
Two things that I thought when it first happened. Number one is how different was this team without Cade Horton against the Brewers? Different.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Different in the second half in the postseason.
We all agreed that we win that series with Cade Horton.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think we all agreed that he was headed towards ace 1A or 1B in this rotation. And we just taped a mini pod a week ago saying, man, if these two guys are healthy and they start developing and everything clicks, is it possible you could have the best 1-2 punch in the National League? It is possible. It was possible.
Look, it was posted.
Boy, I still hope it's possible.
It was posted Friday at like 11 a.m. and then he was.
I don't want to say it was Sarah's fault, but it was Sarah's fault.
I will say, I am so happy that Cabrera is just doing good.
He's awesome.
He is shoving and he is doing well, and that was the only bright spot I had yesterday.
Keep him upright too
Cabrera
as well.
looks great.
So, and now the other thing that I thought right away. Number one was, oh man. Number two was, this is why you have hesitancy in extending young arms.
No, good call.
As opposed to position players.
Yeah.
And number three is what Niren is saying. This is why at the end, when we thought we had the perfect offseason, Niren and I were there saying the same thing.
More.
Zach Gallen's still available. Don't stop. This isn't the time to stop. Stockpile them so you can go back-to-back every single friggin' day at the beginning of the season. Do the new thing. Have a couple relievers, which we also thought we had a great bullpen. Not so sure anymore. Take those starters and say, you know what, guys? You're only going to have to go 4 or 5 the first half of the season. And when we see who's the best, that's who's going to get all the starts in the second half. And that's the way we're going to do it. I would love to have Zach Gallen on this team. Giolito's still available.
Ooh, that's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
Like,
you are right.
We're
He's still
already
there.
going to Javier Assad to start tomorrow, and he gave up 7 runs in AAA.
Yeah.
And he's only going to give you maybe 4 innings, right? Like him and Colin Ray, at least until Colin Ray gets stretched out a little bit more, he's only giving you 4 innings. So you're going to be taxing that bullpen even more. I know the inconsistency of Ben Brown. Like, guess what, everybody? Like, that's what you're probably going to be seeing in the 5th or 6th inning because they don't trust him in the high leverage situations. I don't think he's maybe the backup behind the backup behind the backup after Assad to maybe start a game. But there's inconsistency there. And it's for a major league player pitching in the 5th inning of the game. That's like entry-level stuff. Like, I mean, he clearly has not found himself a role. Luke, I want to ask you this. Like, let's keep it on the positive side here.
That's what I do, Captain Positive.
Again, but like, I just want to like put some parameters on this a little bit because obviously we're not doctors. Let's just say it comes back and he doesn't need surgery. For Cubs fans out there, could you imagine him continuing a throwing program, or do you think they'd have to shut him down and start this whole thing over again?
Yeah, they'd probably have to shut it down. That's just a
Right?
guess. That's why I don't think like 15 days, even if the best news came back, I think they have to be super, super cautious. What scares me is that Justin Steele had Tommy John, right? Not this one I'm talking about.
Right.
He had Tommy John. And then he had like 2 instances where he had forearm tightness in games.
Yes.
And I thought it was the end of the world, and I thought he was done. And I was calling people like Plesac, being like, you ever seen a guy come out of a game like that? And it would be like,
And the
no,
Cubs
I haven't.
reported optimism.
And it was like, he actually did pitch after that. And it was just forearm tightness. Again, not being a doctor, I just think it's never a sign of good things to come. Whether you're taking that dagger now or whether you're taking that dagger in the future. Now, a doctor might tell you differently, but don't you agree every time you hear a pitcher say that whether it's now or he comes back for 2 starts, which again would be a tremendous thing,
Right.
might be the best thing that could happen. Eventually, it's showing you something's not right there.
Yeah, there's
very
something-
rarely. And sure enough, Justin Steele eventually ended up with another Tommy
There's something
John.
going on there. Again, optimistically, I'm hoping that it's only a couple months. Now, Luke, to you and Niren, I know, and we talked about this off camera, about Zach Gallen and Michael King and all these people. Like, we had done many podcasts about how deep our rotation was. You know, I understand that, like, yeah, it'd be great to have 15 starting pitchers.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, when we came into the season, we had Horton, we had Boyd, we had Cabrera, we had JMO and Shota, Colin Ray, Javier Assad, possibly Ben Brown. We didn't know where he was going to be at. Justin Steele was coming back. Jackson Wiggins. We literally had a list of 10. You know, I don't think you can really go into the season assuming you're going to lose 2 of your main starters the first 10 games. That is unfortunately bad luck. It's not like the Cubs weren't prepared for this. They had 10 deep. You know, unfortunately, now we're 7 deep. You know, like we are built with depth. So now Colin Ray looked decent coming in. And he's not Cade Horton, but like if we're looking at a placeholder, Colin Ray had a good year for us last year. And there were people that were calling for Assad to make this team this year versus Ben Brown. So people wanted Assad to pitch too. We have the depth. Starting pitching has not been our problem so far this year. It's been offense. And now let's get Seiya back. Let's put up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 runs a game. And your starting pitching can be holding the other team at bay. And this team can still be in good shape. Hopefully getting Cade Horton back. I think more likely to get Matthew Boyd back. But still, this is not the end of the world. I'm not going to, consider Cade Horton's funeral until I find out that, he's going under the knife again. But we'll wait and see on that. I feel a lot better about Matthew Boyd, though.
They did a great job preparing for this, and they just the baseball gods have just eaten into it.
Yes,
that's right.
Taking a big old bite out of it,
exactly.
like right off the jump. Shout out Ben James in the chat. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. And I'm just hoping that we get good news on Cade Horton.
Yes,
if we see him pitch again, that's great. But honestly, if he comes back, prepare yourselves. Pitch count. I mean, this is a totally different way you're going to have to look at Cade Horton, even if he does come back, because it's going to be, dude, it'll just be Sammy kisses to the sky if Cade Horton comes back at any point this season.
All right, more thoughts on those injuries, plus what the heck happened on Sunday in Cleveland. It's next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
Hey, Luke, I got 3 words for you. Cubs might slumping? That's right, but there's another 3-word phrase. Doesn't make any sense. There's another 3-word phrase, good, better, best, that's ringing throughout the Chicagoland area. That shirtless rally cry. And let me tell you something, Bet365 right now, they got a 3-word motto of their own, and it's the early payout offer. Here's how it works. You pick a team in the NBA playoffs, and if they go up by 10 points, whatever team you're riding, you get an instant payout on that bet right there on the spot, so you can get back to doing what is best, worrying about those Cubs. That's right, it's a Bet365 where winning is everything, and right now they have an amazing offer. If you deposit $10 and place a bet for $5, you get $150 in bonus bets. That's right, if you use the code CHGO365 when you sign up. That's right. It's the Bet365 offer. Deposit for 10, place bet for 5, win up to $150 in bonus bets. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a gambling problem. Must be 21 plus or older. It's for new customers only, but download that app today and use code CHGO365.
You know, our roller coaster weather means there's no wrong time to get your furnace or your AC tuned up.
True.
But this is the perfect time because it could be blistering hot tomorrow and freezing the next day. Schedule yours now and save $50, only $89.95. Every tune-up is backed by an industry-leading 1-year, no-breakdown guarantee for peace of mind all year, and it's backed by your trusted local experts. Got a plumbing or electrical emergency? Call Four Seasons. Heating or cooling not working? Call Four Seasons. Thinking of that whole home generator after storms? We've got you covered. Four Seasons. At Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. That's pretty sweet. For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons. Your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast, the Cubs lose game 1 in Tampa. They split a doubleheader Sunday in Cleveland. Vanilla Chill thinks the next stretch could lose the Cubs the division if the Brewers stay hot and the Cubs start to plummet. I'd say too early to say that.
Chill, Vanilla Chill. Just chill, man. Chill, Vanilla. Chill.
But one more thing on the injuries, because also Matthew Boyd is on the injured list, and I don't love the sound of that. Mm-hmm. Although they said it's precautionary. If it was the end of the season, I'd still be throwing. I'd still be going. Number one,
and Boyd both have downplayed it, saying
it's totally downplayed.
The easiest IL stint of his life. Okay,
great.
Get through your side session.
Fine,
and we'll go
I'm
from there.
with that, especially because now you may or may not know back story, whatever's going on with Horton. They might know a little more information. They're like, we can't afford to lose Boyd right now. Let's just lose him for 15 games and then we'll be good.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Even if that's the case. When I was back here saying over and over, don't stop, go ahead and trade for Mackenzie Gore still. Trade for Shaw for Mackenzie Gore or whatever you wanted to do. Take your players, go get Mackenzie Gore or Verlander's on the list too now, but like Verlander, Scherzer, Giolito, whoever you want. Fill it up. Fill it up. I know you think it's full, but it's not full. Why? Because of the names that you had on that list. And I love the 5 or 6 names, 7 or 8 names sometimes that the Cubs had in their starting rotation. But each one, and this isn't that uncommon, I realize that for Major League Baseball, each one had a tiny little check mark to the side where you could say, yeah, but this could go wrong. And this could go wrong.
Cabrera making 30 starts?
Cabrera making a bunch of starts. Still haven't really yet, right?
Don't put his name out there, please. He's looked so good.
Steele coming back and being great from Tommy John. Check mark. Matthew Boyd, all those innings last year, has had injury problems. Check mark. Horton has had injury problems. Little check mark, even though we're super optimistic about it.
Right.
So far, that's every starter. Tyone has had injuries. Little check mark. Shota's coming back from an injury and is older and looked terrible. Little tiny check mark. Are those negative thinking? Yes, because I can make a positive spin about each of those.
Right.
I'm just pointing out that you didn't have anybody you could look at and say, wow, that guy's going to be iron next year. And I don't know that you can anymore in baseball because guys are throwing so crazy hard and spinning it so crazy hard that elbows and shoulders aren't meant to do this.
Right.
That's the problem.
Pitching is rough and it's not natural.
It's totally unnatural.
Right.
And the more that they keep doing it this way, the more unnatural it's becoming. Not that injuries are new, but the Cubs, every single guy in that rotation you could look at and say, I could see how it could go south.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't sign 20 pitchers,
No,
you know? I mean,
I know.
and like I said earlier in the last segment, we had, about 10 deep in just in case backups, and so it's unfortunate in 10 games, we're already using 2 of them. And Gary Ross is saying you guys are way too positive. You may have missed my opening segment.
Gary was positive about that.
I said this is about as worse,
I said my lawn
as
had
bad of a
grubs.
start as you could have in these first 10 games. But that being said, the only positive spin I have for you guys is it's only 10 games. And there are still 152 left. And again, it's so early. Anything is possible. We're getting our big bopper back on Friday. I hope that helps our offense. We do have rotation depth, which we're going to see, Javier Assad tomorrow. Conway looked good. Hopefully we get good news about Matthew Boyd. I'm praying we get good news about Cade Horton. I'm not as positive about that one. But bottom line is that is my positive spin. It's been as bad as it could be these first 10 games. We're still 4-6, and it's only 10 games. We have 152 left to fix this problem.
And Gary, don't you tell Captain Positive right here that I'm too positive. I've used the word skunks, grubs, and miracle in my sentences today.
We need an Easter miracle.
Don't tell Captain
I
Positive.
have a frowny face on our text lower.
Yeah, we're sad.
So how often do I ever use emojis in our text lowers?
Gary, we're sad, dude.
Okay. Well, look. Now, this might sound positive, so watch out. But at this point, what we're talking about right now is you have to control the controllables. That's literally what this is. The offense needs to start turning the corner a little bit. I'm not saying they have to be at their peak apex of what we think they can achieve with a high ceiling potential that blows past the Steamer productions. But some of these guys need to start going a little bit, especially that 1 through 5 that I'm looking at specifically. The other one, and now this is a piece of positive news, is that the Chicago Cubs and Craig Counsell and Tommy Hotovy specifically need to start figuring out the right combination to get those final 3 outs of Daniel Palencia. If you want to hang your hat on one thing right now.
Can we get him in a game?
Yeah, can we get him in a game, right? That's what you're trying to get towards. They had an opportunity. Obviously, he closed it down on Sunday. He looked great again. That's the part right there, and comes back to the bullpen a little bit. If I have a little bit of an ire or a question, I'm just trying to figure out what our $7.5 million reliever Phil Maton does on this team a little bit right now, because the only reason why I say that is I'm not like blowing out the guy where like he's going to be bad all year long. I just found it really curious that some people were like, well, because Palencia threw in game 1, they were saving Maton for the 9th inning, so they brought in Jacob Webb in the 8th inning of a game, and I thought that was bad process, right? The most important outs of that game were in that 8th inning. You're paying that guy $7.5 million, Phil Maton, to come in to get those specific outs. He came in, obviously, today, gave up a 2-run bomb. They just got to straighten it out, right? You have to go towards the guys that you can lean on a little bit while you're getting these combinations right, and I would look right towards Phil Maton, and I'd look towards Daniel Palencia on this. So I that's not a positive spin. It's just like, that's just the reality. Start controlling what you can control a little bit. Get Phil Maton right. Get your final 6 together. Try and get into a situation where you're leading a game to set those guys up. Palencia looks really good right now, and I think that's going to come from the offense. And obviously it's going to come from, hopefully, whatever you're going to get from Ray and Assad, that's probably going to be a 4-inning start. Get that combination rolling from the 5th inning on, and I think you might be able to right the ship a little bit here.
I mean, if you want to talk positive, just go talk to the Bulls guys.
How are the Bulls happier than we are right now?
They
deserve it.
In a 24-hour period, they went from the lowest any human being could be, and today they're in their glory.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their glory.
Yeah, but
I didn't know Big Dave could do backflips and cartwheels, but he can do them.
He can.
Yeah,
Peck had his sandals on again today. He was letting the air through the toes.
Real quick, Chef.
AK goes, out come the toes.
Chef in the chat, yes, Chef. Team OPS is 639, awful. It just needs to be better.
And
league average is 7.
Vanilla Chill is on my side here. Can we not pinch hit our best hitter in the 5th inning, Miguel Amaya? Again, I don't understand why he's being used that way. He's looked great. Conforto has not. Why is he getting any more run? By the way, Kevin Alcantara is crushing it in AAA. He's our future. I would rather, I know it's a lefty-righty thing, but like, why isn't he up versus the Conforto experiment or Dylan Carlson's
experiment? Because the lefty-righty, man, that's the answer, and that's Craig's thing.
Then Dylan Carlson.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening right now.
Kevin Alcantara is definitely has a bigger place in the future of this team than any guy I just named. Bottom line is that, players play, but I don't think Council's been particularly great either. The Maton thing you're talking about, the Miguel Amaya thing I was talking about. But at the end of the day, players play, and we're not hitting. The defense has been subpar, and the defense cost us runs today and over the weekend. And, end of the day, look in the mirror and figure it out and play better tomorrow.
If you want to look positive,
yeah,
Cabrera was great.
Twice. Great.
Cabrera was great again. Shota was good. It was the bullpen that melted down and cost them that game.
1,000%.
Second game yesterday. And today, when you needed Tyone to get at least 6 innings, because, guys, when you lose 2 starters, the worst thing that can happen is the guys that come in, the Assads, the Tyone, whoever might be next, you can't afford a bunch of 2-inning starts. Like bomb starts where now all of a sudden this bullpen, which we're already starting to question a little bit, gets tested into having to fill 7 innings.
Yep.
Like Ben Brown hasn't been great.
Nope.
Harvey hasn't been great.
Nope.
Maton hasn't been great. Nope. So I saw somebody in the chat said Brazier is Maton. Or
Webb. He's saying Webb is Brazier.
Webb is Brazier. Yeah. It's listen, you don't. I liked the signings. I thought, they rebuilt the bullpen. They spent some money on bullpen. But even when you sign goodish relievers, you don't really know what you're getting in a bullpen until you're a couple months into a season.
Webb is not an 8th inning guy. He is a bridge guy. Yeah. He was cast into that role in a situation and he didn't come through like ho-hum. Like, that's not a surprise. Frankly, I was actually encouraged. What was kind of disappointing about today was I was actually encouraged by the offense yesterday. I like when a team fights back. Like, look, if you're going to lose a game early on in the year, if you put some runs on the board in the 9th inning, I think that to be, in a broad sense, a sense of optimism that the way that they fought. Yeah, the bullpen blew it, but, that's going to happen. Like, I hate to break it to you guys, like, a bullpen is probably going to blow anywhere between, 5 to 15 saves a year. Once you get to that 15 mark, you're like, that's probably more subpar bullpen. So this is going to happen again. The fact that it's happening early on the year, I understand that it's frustrating. But again, like, that's where the combinations, and they have to get it right. Like, that's why I've been kind of like leaning. I think Ben Brown's a late inning leverage guy, but guess what? He hasn't performed to the level to earn that job yet, Justin. And I think that's the question right now. Like, if we're playing it out, like Justin, like Colin Ray and Javier Assad, they give you 4 innings, right? Who do you go through for that 5th, 6th inning? But more importantly, right now, from the bullpen perspective, who do you go in the 7th and 8th to maybe bridge it to Palencia? That's why. That's what Craig's got to do right now. That's what he's working on.
He's got to manage his butt off. You know, we're shorthanded now. You know, I think Ray will go longer. I think Ray can go 5 or 6. I mean, he pitched last time when Horton got pulled out and everything, and he did pretty good, I think. Joey, you and I disagreed on chat yesterday about you like to see the fight at the end of the game there yesterday. And I was like, yeah, but we had runners on 2nd and 3rd, and our cleanup hitter, Carson Kelly, which I hate the fact that he's our cleanup hitter, but he's our cleanup hitter for whatever reason, and he had a chance to tie it with a single and or take the lead with a single, but he struck out. So, like, I the fight is cool, but, like, the fact that Carson Kelly is hitting cleanup again on my favorite baseball team, I hate that.
You got to keep putting yourself in a position, though. Position to drive in runs. Cubs have been awful with runners in scoring position. They ran a stat to what they're at 12% walk rate, which is 4th in Major League Baseball. That's great. But if runners in scoring position is bad, we're not in disagreement there. Yeah. It's never going to work. But I like them. You got to keep putting yourselves in position to break through.
Speaking of strikeouts, we'll get to the roller coaster ride that is Ian Happ in a second. It's next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
The Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means that you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. Do you want to come hang with us on Friday, the 120 Club, right? We have Cubs versus Pirates. We're going to be in the bleachers. You want to see what it looks like from the bleachers? Game Time app, they have an actual view of what it looks like in the bleachers. You can pick the whole zone there. Or if you're bougie and you want to go on the bowl or maybe even the upper deck, you could actually pick a zone that you want to look at. You get a view right there and boom, make your decision accordingly, right? It's super easy. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today.
You know that moment, the one where you realize you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or at the gas station 3 states away, or the kids have ripped them apart into 2 pieces? Yeah, I've been there. All those cases. Then I found Shady Rays and it changed the game for me. Sunglasses that are made for real life. Seriously good-looking, polarized sunglasses that aren't stupid expensive. Did I mention polarized? Ooh. Yeah. Here's the wild part. If you lose or break them even on day one, Shady Rays is going to send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip. No, just replacements. That's what they do. So now I wear my sunglasses and my reader sunglasses without fear. On hikes, at concerts, around the kids, in the boat, wherever. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. Shady Rays. Go to shadyrays.com. Use the code CHGOSR. That's CHGOSR. For 40% off 2 or more polarized pairs of sunglasses. Do it now. Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast, presented by Bet365, where winning is everything, and Toyota Let's Go Places, live in our YouTube chat here at the CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Ron's agreeing that Carson Kelly should never be the number 4 hitter on the Cubs, maybe on the Cardinals or Rockies, not the Cubs. That's a joke. Godfather wants to know if we were bought by the Cubs.
Not yet.
And Gary, of course, says, we just love Happ too much. I was trying to figure out the numbers yesterday, and I was texting you guys in the middle of eating my egg cake from Jarish Bakery. It was, I believe, 10 strikeouts and 11 at-bats. For Ian Happ.
Before he homered, he had 14 strikeouts in his first 29 at-bats this year.
Horrible.
Yeah, but like 10 of 11. It was like 6 in a row.
Yeah, it was bad.
And 10 of 11. And then he homered again.
And then he had a base hit in the 9th before Carson Kelly ended it.
And just crushed that ball, by the way, too.
How do you strike out 10 times in 11 at-bats? And then yet you're still like one of the heroes at the end of the game.
And then he's a Gold Glove left fielder, but
made a great play today.
They made a bad play today, too.
Made a bad play today,
too. That cost us a run. And he has made a couple plays that weren't great as well this season. So he is very polarizing. You know, you guys made me apologize to him, and I feel like I should get an apology for apologizing to him.
Big apology.
Because now I'm back. I'm like, I don't want him as our 3-hitter. And, like, come on. But it'll all be fixed when Seiya comes back. So I'm not trying to freak out here 10 games in. I would hope. Here's my hope. My hope is that when Seiya Suzuki comes back on Friday, Ian Happ is no longer our number 3 hitter. Ian Happ can be a very, very, very important piece of this championship ball club, I think, but not in the 3 hole, just as Carson Kelly should not be in the 4 hole. I hope Seiya Suzuki, the return on Friday, fixes all that for us.
Now, where is Happ among the home run leaders in Major League Baseball or National League?
Second and first in National League. Yeah.
I know. It's literally, it's crazy.
So
it's 10 games. The roller coaster. Listen, I don't ride roller coasters because I get sick.
Yeah.
That's sort of how I get when he comes up to play. I'm like, right. I don't know how to feel. Should I be optimistic because he likes to go deep, or should I be just pessimistic because, even though it's very unnatural to me, because he struck out 10 of the last 11 at bats.
Well, and the issue is that Ian Happ right now is too emblematic of this Cubs season to this point. Take today. Yeah. You correctly point out he missed time to jump at the wall, a catch that he maybe usually makes, and then makes a great diving play in left field, right? That has been very much the Cubs' defense so far this year. Great play, maybe a play that they should have made, or maybe a fundamental play falling short.
Yeah.
Ian Happ has hit some big home runs. He has, but that's been it. And that's kind of been the story of this Cubs season so far, is that when they're hitting home runs, everything is great. They haven't really been able to string long stretches of hit after hit or get on base, making people get punished for walking guys, which they seem to be doing a good job of, but they're unable to get that big hit, and they're not hitting the ball in the air. There's 2 guys in this lineup right now, Michael Busch and PCA, that hit 30 bombs last year, and they're frankly not even close to the warning track, at least these last couple of days.
They look lost.
So it's been like that. Like, if it's going good, okay, great, but then there's been bad in the same game at the same time. So, which is also funny because Ian Happ is supposed to be boring and solid and right in the middle. I mean, he's literally the penthouse and the outhouse, whatever it is that they have bat right now. And it just feels like it's kind of symbolic of this whole Cubs lineup and this Cubs season so far, of like the good and the bad. There's no middle. And what have we been banking on and talking about all offseason with this Cubs team? Is that they're going to be really good and have staying power because they're really good in the middle. There is no middle right now. They have to get back to that somehow.
I wanted them not to be mid anymore.
Right, no more mid.
Well, they're not mid right now.
He hits home runs when they don't count. Gary, did you watch yesterday's game?
Can you roll down
Craig
a little bit?
Brindle's got it right.
That's what I was going.
Craig Brindle's got it right. And
can you go down a little bit?
Just go down, just look. Happ is not overrated. He's just rated. He's not meant to be a premier player, but a role player. Name one better left fielder available in next free agency.
That's a great comment. That's the thing. He's not supposed to be the superstar on this team. He's supposed to be a player on this team, and a good one. And Ian Happ is a good player, as for all the reasons you guys said. But he's also been very streaky his entire career with us. And, listen, last year, people were so mad at him, and he had a good, played good down the stretch, had a monster home run for us in the postseason when it counted the most. So, there are highs with Ian Happ, and there are definitely some lows. But he's a player on this team. He's not supposed to be the player on this team. So, get Seiya back. Everyone, and PCA, feel free to wake up. Bush, feel free to wake up. And let's get everyone back to the roles that they're comfortable in and where they thrived in last year. And let's keep rolling. Alex Bregman, I've seen some hate on the comments on Alex Bregman. I am not upset with Bregman. Honestly, he came into today with the most hard hit balls in all of baseball. He's been crushing the ball. Unfortunately, baseball is baseballing him, where it's like he's crushing it to the left fielder. He's crushing it to the center fielder. He's 96th percentile in hard hit rate. I mean, the guy has been crushing the ball. Sometimes they don't fall. Sometimes you hit a bloop and it falls in for a hit. How many times were there windblown pop-ups in Wrigley Field opening weekend that counted as hits for guys like Ian Happ and Carson Kelly? And those counted as hits, but they were little booms, So ultimately, everyone needs to get back to where they are. It's 10 games. I am not giving up on this team whatsoever. It could be a lot worse than 4-6 after 10 games, but it is time to start waking up and kind of looking in the mirror and being the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. It's time.
I got some good news to wake up to. Nico Hoerner's awesome.
Awesome. At leadoff, by the way. At leadoff.
I mean, of all the guys, I know we're literally, because that's the thing. That's what's going on with this Cubs lineup right now. If you go up and down this lineup right now, we got a little something for everybody right now in this Cubs lineup, and that's what needs to change. But Nico Hoerner, man, Nico Hoerner's been awesome. And also, honestly, because we're coming up towards the end of the show, like Miguel Amaya, we've name-checked him too as well. Matt Shaw's putting together really good at-bats right now. I understand that home run in the ninth, it didn't mean anything for the final score if you want to be a box score reader, but for Matt Shaw and his trajectory and what we need from Matt Shaw this year, That was a great moment. 106 off the bat, curveball inside, hits an absolute laser. I think he's done well by himself the last couple of games. And he had one yesterday.
So 2 homers.
So these are good things, but again, these are kind of more like the role players or the side guys or the setup guys, right? Like, this is good news. If you can get these setup guys on base more, the big dogs like Bregman, they need to cash in. Yes. I like what I'm seeing from Bregman, but again, with runners in scoring position, leaving a little bit to be desired right now. I definitely have a lot of faith that that's going to come around. But again, it's just that's what happens, man. That's what's going to have to happen.
Bobby Blanco says, guys, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
But it's 10 games. I can't tell what Ron is agreeing to. It probably was something I said.
I think something I said.
It's probably something I said. Ron was just like,
said.
agreed. Yeah, I agree with Luke. It could be that he's agreeing to get the fork. Get this team is done. I don't know about any of that.
Guys, come on.
It's early. The injuries are not. The injuries are the most not ideal thing of the first 10 games. It's
not ideal.
It's not the record that you should be worried about. It's not Ian Happ strikeouts versus Ian Happ home runs. It's not that Shota looked good once, maybe not the other time. It's not the defense has struggled a little bit. It's that they have 2 frontline starters going to the IL,
yes.
And at least one, could be very, very serious.
Yeah,
that's the storyline of 10 games.
Yes.
When you get to the end of the season, I don't think you're going to look at these 10 games and be like, well, that was the season. Remember it was right through the day after Easter, and then that was it. We already knew this team was going to get skunked, and the Brewers were going to blow them out. That's not the storyline in the first 10 games of the season. The storyline is that Cade Horton is still getting imaging, and we think Matthew Boyd is okay, but also hurt.
Yeah, and I loved everything about the World Baseball Classic, but I think I hate it now because I look at like Matthew. I think I hate the World Baseball Classic because Matthew Boyd is hurt. How about the fact that Tyone
should have traded for Scooble? Thanks, Craig.
Spring training. And I have other examples. I'm forgetting.
Hitting bombs, and all of a sudden he's popping fly balls.
Yeah, so I think that maybe in the future, let's have the Cubs sit that one out.
I'm tongue in cheek about it, but I wasn't lying when I was like, I hope the USA gets bounced so they can all just come back. Like, that's all. Like, I understand that it's really fun, and it brought great drama, and congratulations to Venezuela, and in some cases, just to play devil's advocate, we think as of this moment right now, it has actually helped Daniel Palencia maybe be in line to have a huge season.
It didn't help Tyone or Seiya. Or maybe Matthew Boyd.
Or PCA.
But frankly...
Or PCA. But if the U.S. had won on some sort of big home run, with Captain Positive down there,
not me.
He'd be making the big apology
and look,
the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, and Matthew Boyd, we were talking to him at CubsCon, and he was like, you know what, my preparation's only different by about a week, and I had it down to the T because we went to Japan the year earlier. I feel really confident about it. It's not about tying it back to the WBC, but again, with Japan, they had a full 6 days off to come back and turn over. The guy had 17 Ks in the first 9 innings. So if he's experiencing a little soreness, it's not a place to blame. There's not a reason to blame anything for it. I'm glad that they're backing off of him for a little bit, but just like in general, like I love the entertainment of the WBC, but you know what I love more? The Chicago Cubs.
Yes.
And that's kind of really all I wanted out of my spring training was my Chicago Cubs ready and rolling. We'll never know if WBC was connected to that, but that's where my thought process was through that experience.
Let's get to the super chat before we go here. We have one from Joe in Orland Park.
Ooh.
Over under 81 dubs. I'll take the under for 500, Alex.
I'm pounding the over. I am not giving up on this team, guys. Come on,
way too low.
It's early, and again, 4-6 is not the end of the world being this early.
You think they're going to play this bad the whole year long? Because that's you're saying that this team, the first 10 games, we're going to see it replicated over and over and over and over again because that's an under 500 team. They've played this poorly. We are that mad and upset, and they're 4-6.
Yeah.
When there's trouble in the neighborhood, who are you going to call?
Stucky?
Hey, ass man!
Oh, yeah! Assad, baby. Let's go.
Hi, how you doing?
He also
Here he
pitched
comes.
in the WBC. That's why he gave up 7 runs last time, because the WBC
Well,
set him
you
back.
just wait and see how sharp the ass man is tomorrow.
He's had a great
He's gonna
knack.
shove
Hey,
tomorrow like
He's
you've
had
never
such a good
seen.
knack too of saving us and bailing us out of
Yes.
situations. We could use an ass man
He's-
bailout right
he's
now.
my,
Like,
Is he gonna hop over the line?
takes him off, takes the hat off as he walks up.
He's
Just be a
my
vibe.
Mexican brother-in. He's going to come up tomorrow and
That's
shove.
right.
I'm telling you,
That's
man.
it.
Latinos in the house. Let's go.
Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast. Don't forget, we'll be at Wrigley on Friday for the Friday 120 Club.
Let's go.
First one in the year and post-game show live at Almost Home right after the game with giveaways, including a Sammy Sosa signed jersey.
Sammy Sosa signed jersey
Yes,
at Almost
Slam and
Home.
Sammy.
At Almost Home Tavern?
Oh
Where
my
we're gonna be
God.
doing a post game,
That's right.
and it's free to join
It's
the post game.
free. Oh
Just
my
come hang out, and you
gosh.
can win a free Sammy Sosa jersey.
They're in last place, but we could be in first. Until tomorrow's show after the game. Thanks for watching the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Toyota and Bet365. See you tomorrow. Fly the W.
Chill.
We all silly like the mayor.